So it's day 3 of the UK lockdown, and I figured, well, I haven't been out of the house other than to go to the shop once. I haven't used any of my exercise time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not planning on clumping it all together and going out for something like 3 hours or so. But it's a nice day, and I figured it was time I got out and went for a little walk. It is very quiet in the streets, as I'm sure the other camera that I've got on my chest will kind of portray. Nevertheless, it's a beautiful day. I think I'm just going to continue walking into the sun. For March, it's really quite lovely. It's also a really good opportunity to try out this Vimble 2 gimbal, which I've had for quite some time and not really used to any great degree. As you can see behind me, the sky is beautiful. A bit of traffic knocking about still. I think that's the thing that surprised me the most, but my street's quite a busy street, but there's still a surprising amount of traffic knocking about. Okay, there's one coming up behind me now. And I know people have got essential work and so on, and there's people taking care of elderly people in the community. But I do find myself wondering about this whole scenario. Is the coronavirus has managed to get us to reduce to reduce pollution. Something which country upon country has been trying to do for years. Almost as though it's impossible. Yeah, it clearly isn't, because it's been done. How can we go back from this? How can the governments actually go back to the normality we knew and go back to trying to reduce it? Because if we go back to the lives we had before, pollution will obviously increase. And then we'll find ourselves saying that we're trying to reduce it again. And that's not practical, is it? Why would you do that? As a government, why would you allow that to happen? That would be absolutely crazy. And it does beg the question as to whether that will happen or not. Morning. She had headphones on. She was either ignoring me or couldn't hear me. Absolutely stunning. I think when I go around this corner I might have to be careful because the sun might be directly behind me. It's just coming up to 8 o'clock, by the way, in the morning, so it's not exactly a busy time of day in this area. However, actually no, I stand corrected. Normally this time of day, there's a school just behind me to the right. There's another one on the street where I normally live. This area is normally really quite busy with the preschool clubs and so on. So at the moment it is very quiet. It's nice to actually hear the birds. I don't know whether this will pick them up. I should have put the mic on really. But to be honest, I just wanted to get out of the house and have a bit of a stroll, stretch my legs before coffee. I wonder how this action cam is picking things up. I've only ever used this action cam on my chest once, and that was for magnet fishing. So I think it worked quite well then. I still haven't produced that video. I've got that one to work on. That's another one to do while I'm off, just to keep Ainsley happy. So just crossing a road, there's a car coming. So far while I've been out, I've seen one person sat on a wall. Young lady with headphones on. Quite a few cars, as you can hear in the background. But still, not that many. Not by comparison. So I've been out for about 6 minutes. What's a bit, it is nice. Look at that blue sky. It's not a cloud in the sky, you wouldn't believe it was March. It's quite good, it's given me the opportunity to experiment with the controls on this gimbal. Because there's a nice little joystick on it, which allows me to do some panning. Let me show you. Pan. And then pan the other way. Now the funny thing is, when I press up on the joystick, the camera goes down. And when I press down, the camera goes up. The left and right, also opposite too. So long as I bear that in mind, that should make it quite easy to manage. Now, should I go? I think I'm going to have a walk on the Stray. So I'm going to go up to Elm Parkway, then come back on the Stray, Monkgate Stray. So not Elm Parkway, sorry, Woodlands Grove. I'm just crossing Stockton Lane in York. Again, normally a very busy street. Might go out on the bike tomorrow for about 30 minutes or so, just to get a different form of exercise. I haven't been exercising for a while, for about a month actually, ever since I sliced my thumb open on a kitchen knife. Just wait for that car to pass. I had a bit of a bad reaction to the tetanus jab, and it left me feeling very lethargic. So I was able to go out and function work-wise, but in terms of actually being able to in actually having the motivation. I had about a month off from posting videos on YouTube too, just because I felt so naff. So I was able to function work-wise, but I just felt too bad to be able to do anything at home. So I didn't. I gave myself a break. And right, okay, so I've just seen a car pulling out of the drive and there's a lady walking to my left. So still not seeing many people. Anyway, yes, I sliced my thumb open. Hadn't been feeling the motivation to be very creative in any way, shape or form. And I'm just kind of getting that urge back now, which is nice. One thing that's a bit disappointing is I've just taken up the magnet fishing hobby, which I've done a couple of times with Ainsley, and obviously this whole lockdown thing's put a kibosh on that for the time being. Bought loads of kit and everything, and it's just like bugger. What can you do? Desperate times require desperate measures. On the plus side, this whole magnet fishing malarkey has kindled a childhood fascination I always had with magnets. And so I've actually been out and bought lots of different magnets and so on. So I'm going to do some videos with those because I quite enjoy just playing around with them. Got a jogger up ahead to my right. Might be able to hear her footsteps in the background on the other side of the road. Funny thing is, walking around a little while ago with this camera on the gimbal, I might have felt quite self-conscious. There's nobody around to feel self-conscious about at the moment, and that's kind of like the weird thing about this whole situation. Yeah, as I say, anyway, I've had about a month off exercise because I normally do some calisthenics. I'll go out and do a farmer's walk with a couple of 8-kilogram kettlebells. I hadn't done that for, as I say, a month. So I'm going to get back into that probably from next week, but I think for this week I'll just do a few walks just to get my blood flowing really, and then start with some semblance of a normal routine next week. I was actually going to take a week's holiday from work. I'm self-employed. I was going to take a week's holiday from work, and it's kind of been forced on me now. Incidentally, I used to, if I can just move the camera, remember the gimbal controls, that place there, which should be central shot over there. I used to live down here. It was actually the first place I lived in when I moved into York. I'm on that's number 2 Elm Park Way, and it's quite a nice little maisonette. Lived there for a little while. Just past a cyclist with a hoodie over his mouth. There's a decorator's van open there. Wonder where he's planning on working. It's not what you class as essential work, I guess, but if you can still actually go out to work in a place where there is nobody and you have no contact with anybody between your home and there, I guess that minimises the risk. There's quite a lot of people saying about petrol pumps and sanitizer petrol pumps and so on. I think petrol's pretty sanitary as it is. It's not a big thing for carrying viruses around, but makes sense, I guess, just to mitigate any potential risk. That's the other thing about my car as well. I mean, thankfully I'm able to park it off-road, But the MOT is due in June, the service is due in June, and I don't know, it hasn't been used for a couple of days. I mean, it should be alright. Road tax is due in June, but it does make you wonder whether I'll actually be using it in June. Really have no way of knowing at the moment where things are going to go. When Boris made the announcement, he said 3 weeks. It's not going to be 3 weeks, it's going to be longer than that. I just don't see how they can do it in 3 weeks. There's a jogger coming. She's going to try and cross the road, but I'm going to go left anyway, so I'm not going to be a problem for her. Now, should I go on the stray? It shouldn't be too muddy because it's been quite dry. My feet will get wet though because it's a little bit frosty. Oh, it is a bit, looks like it is muddy in places. I think I'll go around. Yeah, I'll go around. Otherwise my feet are going to get soaked and my shoes will get kind of destroyed. I'm not going to go the long way though. I'm going to go the short way. There's a couple of people knocking about here and this is a private road. There's not quite so much traffic on the A64 Malton Road this morning. Still, morning. Like the good old days when you used to say hello to people. See, the paperboy's still out and about. Don't understand that one. Why is there a paperboy knocking around? Is that an essential job? Hopefully I've caught him on the chest cam, but I know some news agents are tied in with food stores and stuff, but I wouldn't have thought. Mind you, it's a solitary job, it's not like he's meeting anybody, is it? The willow trees on Heworth Stray here are looking kind of stunning in the sunlight. Let's pan the camera around so you can see. How beautiful is that? Just starting to come into leaf. Good to see the dogs aren't bothered by all of this. Dogs on the stray running around. It does feel nice to be out, I have to say. Oh. I wonder what that paperboy's parents have told him in terms of contact with other people and so on. Not sure if it was my kid, I'd have let him go out, but I guess it encourages or teaches somebody to be responsible in some way, shape or form. Can you see those? Let's see. Yeah, you can just see those trees in the background there, the willows. Let's just pan that in. Yeah, look at that, isn't it pretty? I mean, it is a lovely area, is Monk Stray. You see why it's popular for dog walkers and just general mosiers. So quiet. Onwards. There's a couple of people looking at me going, what the hell's he doing, idiot? Good thing is, they're not wrong. If they've seen any of my other YouTube videos, you know I am probably a bit of an idiot. Especially if they've seen my first two lockdown videos. Lockdown day 1 and lockdown day 2. Check them out if you haven't seen them. They might entertain you. So there's two people walking together there, and the immediate judgment call is, hey, that's not allowed. But if they're from the same household and the same family, it doesn't really matter. And there's only the one dog, so it just kind of looked like that might be the case. Because there was this thing about not meeting up with anyone. So far I've been out for about 21 minutes, just over 21 minutes. As I say, it's been nice. So I'm going to start. Oh, this is a bit shady here. Feels cooler, surprisingly cooler out of the sun. But it has been nice to get out. Morning.
Morning.
Should be a good day for drying.
Hopefully.
Yeah, when about 13 degrees, I think. Somebody hanging the washing up. So I'm just about to exit the private road that navigates, well, goes on the inner track of Montgate Stray. Then I'm back onto Stockton Lane. And I could take the shortcut home, but I'm not going to. I kind of fancy just going back by Heworth Road. I like to do things in circles. When I got walking, power walking, that kind of stuff, I like to try and do things in circular form. Morning. Sun's a bit bright on my head. He was a bit of a miserable cyclist. He didn't want to say anything, obviously. Probably thought, what's that twat doing out with a camera? He's probably wondering. Well, I'm wandering around filming stuff. And across the road, a couple of joggers coming in my direction. So just in the interest of safety. See, again, we've got a couple of people out jogging together. And I thought, sure, I just read that you're not supposed to kind of go out in groups. Again, maybe they're part of the same family. Seems a little bit weird sometimes. Oh, correction, mother and son. Makes sense. Dog walker in front of me. And another one coming up. A little bit busy around here. I think what I'll do is I'll interlace these two videos together with the action cam in the bottom corner and this, or in one of the corners anyway. Sort something out. Rather than spending a lot of time splicing them. So I'm guessing it must be knocking on for about 8:30 now. And this roundabout here would normally be jammed. It would be jammed where this van's coming in. It'd be jammed coming in off Malton Road on the A64. Traffic could be really fighting at this roundabout to get through. And we're back onto Heworth Road. So, just a few minutes away from home. I must say, as I said, well, I've said this a couple of times, it's been nice to get out. Have a bit of air. Have a nosy, just have a nosy around. Call it nosy if you like. I like to think of it as inquisitive. Yeah. Okay, we'll come in with a couple of big dogs. Morning.
Morning.
Hello. Do you miss having a dog? Of course, as well, times like this, dogs are a good excuse to get out and about. Sometimes, if you don't have a good reason, there's no reason to get out and exercise. But at any time, regardless of whether there's a lockdown or not. So I'm about to walk past Heworth Primary School. And this is normally a hive of activity at this time of day. Here we go. Heworth Primary School. Normally dead busy by now. You've got the breakfast club and so on. Often kids milling around on the way to the breakfast club. Then, just move the camera a little bit, come up to Spray's Hairdressers that I live above, and yeah, as you can see, all closed down. And that's it, that's my walk for the day.